Hey everybody, did you miss us? Of course you didn't. Let's start this shit.
Woo!
Hi everybody, my name is Lewis,
And this is Marcos.
and it's been a while, has it not?
Wait, we didn't do this yesterday?
No, I mean, like, we talk to each other all the time, but, I mean, we haven't done the podcast majig for, let me check my watch. Let me check my watch. 2 years?
Yeah.
Well, but here we are, and, we're bored, so we figured why not?
Yeah. Nobody asked us for this shit.
No, nobody asked us for this shit. So maybe you did. Maybe you missed our sweet, soothing sound of my annoying voice, and I'm sure Marcos has the fucking. I'm sure you have like the bass voice that like makes girls cream their pants, but that's not I.
We all know that.
Yeah, well. But yeah, we're back. We're gonna talk games and all that. But like today, we're really gonna talk more about games than anything else, because that's pretty much all we've been jumping into. Our day jobs have kind of taken over our lives and then some. So what are we covering today, man?
I have no idea.
Okay, well then
Was not prepared for this.
Well, that's been our show, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
It was great.
It was great to be back. We're gonna start running the rollout credit song or whatever it is.
Hold on, let me get that started here. No, but yeah, pretty much the only thing we got on deck is video games at the moment. We're talking about some Rocket League.
Yes, sir.
How amazing that's been, and
The
jumping
best
into the recently
Best
released
league. The best league to be a part of.
the best league, join Rocket teams, and Mario Maker, I guess the game that I didn't know I wanted,
No, that's a game I always fucking wanted, but I'll get into that later.
and probably wrap things up with some Until Dawn, recently released horror game, which I think actually Lewis and I have some differing opinions, so that'll be interesting.
Horror game, more like horrible game. Huh?
Yeah. I'm glad you don't live near me. I really am. For multiple reasons.
All right. Rocket League, the game that came out of nowhere, at least for everybody else, as there was a not a previous version, but I guess the previous
Well, no, there was the predecessor, which I forgot the
That's
name
the
of it.
word I
Something
was looking for.
acrobatic.
Yeah, its previous title was Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars, or also known as SARPK. But
That was the greatest hits.
but that was apparently came out in 2008 for PC. Had a little tiny cult following apparently from my understanding, because I had never. Okay, that's a lie. I had heard of it. In fact, I remember my wife actually. Oh, I'm sorry, it came out for PS3. I'm sorry, not PC. SARPK came out for PS3. And I remember my wife actually saying, "Oh, hey, we should try it because the name sounds silly." And I was like, "No, that's where you get games that are shitty. People are trying too hard." And apparently, I was dead wrong. But yeah, it came out for PS3. It came out on PC as well. That was on October 9th of 2008. And apparently it did well enough to get Sony's attention, and they offered them, that indie spot on PlayStation Plus. In fact, it actually came out on PlayStation Plus, and they also it was also offered up as a free download of the month. And
Yeah, that's how I got into it. But
Yeah,
wasn't the game
honestly-
on PC beforehand though?
no, it did come out on PC beforehand, which, after the first game came out, the people who knew about it, they came into it, they fucking loved it, they supported it like crazy, but it didn't reach that crazy reach of fame until it became a free game. Because remember, it was $20 when it came out on PC. It never, you don't get that free attraction off of Steam, unless it comes out through some, that luck of the draw where it's the humble indie bundle type stuff, where like, oh, you pitch whatever money you want and you get like 3 games, put in some more, reach the maximum, you get more. That's about the closest thing you're gonna get to a bunch of games close to free or close to nothing. So when you introduce a game like that to the masses, PC is huge, but we all know it doesn't really attract the I don't want to use the word casual, but like for PC people who know how to get through PC gaming, how to get the proper stuff, get a proper PC rig going, those I would say like they're the core audience of PC. When you're talking about like, like you yourself, I know you would like to PC game, but you don't really know what to look for. You're not really that enthused in a PC, so you'd rather stick with the console. It doesn't say anything. Well, it doesn't say anything bad about you or anybody else with that mind concept, but it is what it is. If you know how to fucking put together a rig by yourself without like asking for me or looking something up or without spending an unnecessary amount of like $2,000+ for a gaming rig where you could probably get away with $600+ to build your own gaming rig, would you fucking do it at a good cost?
Nope.
No, seriously. Would you not jump on a PC for like so many more games that you couldn't reach through a console? I mean, PS4 and Xbox One, they're getting better at bringing in those indie games that you're never going to see unless it's on PC, but there's still a plethora of really good games made by AAA publishers and indie developers that you will probably never get a chance to play.
No, the interest has been there. I guess I got used to just having console games for the most part of my life. So.
Well, yeah, exactly, and it's more.
It's pretty much just what I've stuck with, I guess.
Well, it's what you stuck with. It's what you're most comfortable with. There's nothing wrong about that. And you know me, man. I've always preached this. I hate the whole fucking like PS4 is better. No, Xbox is better. No, PC master race. That's the dumbest shit in the world. But once this game was introduced to the masses through PS4 for free on Plus, holy shitballs, it just exploded.
Well, I had downloaded it just because it was one of the free games, and my rule of thumb, I suppose, is just to download whatever's there because you never know. So I really didn't look into the game much. I didn't think much of it. I mean, I read the description. I mean, rocket-powered cars playing soccer, that sounds kind of stupid, to be honest with you. Boy, was I wrong. Kept on reading articles online from different sources, and people's positive reactions about the game, saying how fun it is, and watching clips, and kind of just sitting back and being like, okay, well, this seems pretty interesting. There's something about this that people are getting into and talking about like nonstop. Suddenly, this random game is just showing up everywhere. People are enjoying it and just having a blast. Sounds like a great multiplayer game. And
exactly, but think of that ripple effect. It's take you and multiply it by a much broader audience, so many more people, and they didn't have to spend a dime. All they had to do was be a member of PlayStation Plus, to be able to play online, which you need it for PS4 period for that. So pretty much every owner of a PS4 has PS Plus. So you reach that audience and you reach that curiosity, that peak curiosity, whether they saw a YouTube video or like I did, read a bunch of articles about it on like Kotaku and IGN, just started popping up out of nowhere, random YouTube stuff that I saw. I saw the Game Grumps play it. I saw man, who else did I see play it? I mean, good lord, it was everywhere on YouTube. And the fact that it was free. And the thing is, it sat there the whole month of July when it hit PS4. It sat there. I never even flagged it to own it until my wife finally pushed me. Like, oh, let's just fucking try it. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I flagged
I remember I sent you a ton of messages saying, hey, download this.
Yeah. And even then I was putting it off. I'm like, yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, I'll do it. And then I would like hang up or close my phone and completely forgot because, it looks stupid. And it wasn't until my wife finally said, like, just go downstairs, fucking download it, at least get it downloaded, and we'll try it another day. And eventually I had a day off. I was bored. I was like, I guess I'll try it with Marcos because like you had called me, you wanted to play. Like, yeah, I guess we'll try it, whatever. And like by the first goal, I was fucking hooked. I was in.
Yeah, it just has something about it that's just pure fun. It's simple to get into. It also has the factor where or the appeal that it's easy to get into. A lot of people can play. You don't have to be the best person at playing games to enjoy this game. But there is also the level of not professional, but like the detail that you can and focus on it and actually get really good at this game.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like there's a lot of skill involved if you want to get to that level or you want to continue, striving to learn more about the mechanics and the physics and how everything works. Like that's there for you. But also like you don't have to do that. You can just jump on and be someone who doesn't really play games and just enjoy the hell out of it. It's just a fun game and it's just does. Everything about it is just fun. Watching the replays of your amazing goals that you set up or that you somehow lucked out on, or watching replays of your opponent scoring on you and you like missing the ball like an idiot. It's just
I mean, even like moments where you'd normally be like screaming at the top of your lungs when you're playing like something like Madden or FIFA, an actual, not that this isn't competitive, but a game based off an actual competitive sport where people get crazy excited about it. Even watching someone score on you on a replay as you just barely miss the ball as you flip your card backwards to just brick the ball and you miss it. You're like, oh man, it's so close. Oh, well, time to get back into it. It's nonstop, which I think that's the awesome thing about it. It's nonstop. It's fast paced. It's got a learning curve, so even people that don't know how to play, their first games might suck, but eventually they'll start getting the hang of it. In fact, Markiplier and I forget the other YouTuber actually just sat down with Jimmy Kimmel a couple weeks back after Jimmy Kimmel made fun of YouTubers and gamers who like to sit down and watch Let's Plays and stuff. They actually sat down with Jimmy Kimmel, who doesn't know how to do shit with games, and he was sitting there for a little while not knowing what to do, and eventually Markiplier said, hey, oh, look, you're actually getting better. Like, oh, really? Am I actually getting better? He's like, yes, but no. But
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you saw it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the video.
He was actually able to control the car a little better and so on. So, I mean, it's fucking cool. It's got a little bit of a learning curve, but nothing that anybody cannot pick up. So
yeah, I think it's something that that even the most casual person can pick up and learn enough to have a good time.
Yeah, and it's saying
it's just a silly game. I mean, honestly, one of the things that put me off or originally kind of made me think twice about it was just it is cars playing soccer. Like that just sounds silly.
Right, but look, we're 2 months in, and we're still playing this game almost. Well, to our lifestyle now, where we're grown as adults with 40+ hour jobs and shit, we're technically still addicted to it because we still you call me up or you text me
whenever we get a chance and we got the schedules aligned,
definitely
jump on it.
Yeah, hey, you want a soccer cars? Hell yeah, soccer cars, and we'll freaking jump on. So we're technically addicted to this game. 2 months in, I mean, how many games do we do that with anymore? I mean,
not really, not that many.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the last time we did that was probably Street Fighter, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, and even then it was hard finding time for that shit. But no.
It's such an easy pick up and play game. That's the thing. That's another appeal of it. It's just hey, just jump in, play as many matches you want, just jump off. You're good to go. There's no real thinking about it. I mean, the game does have its own single player campaign. You could do a whole season mode. You pick your team name, you pick your icon, and you just play against a computer. But the real meat of the game and the enjoyment is definitely going to be found going online.
Yeah, playing with other human people. Yep.
Which is the cool thing to it is cross-play with PC players. So when you're online on PS4, which is what we play it on, we're constantly playing against a mix of everybody, people on PlayStation 4 or on the PC.
Right.
And everyone's pretty good as far as sports. Good sportsmen, I guess. I have rarely, I don't know if you have or encountered people just being negative about it. Everyone seems to be having a good time and everyone laughing at their own mistakes and just congratulating the other players when they do something pretty amazing or pretty intense.
Yeah, I've encountered a few douchers here and there, but no, the majority of them has been very good, and I give thanks to the quick chat that they developed on the D-pad, But no, I mean it's, and I think that's awesome. That's probably why it's such a decent community, at least within the game itself. I'm sure there's websites dedicated to it, like esports wise. There's people who are clamoring to make it into esports, which I'm one of them, man. I would literally sit down. In fact, they actually just had an MLG match not too long ago. It was so new. It was small. It was only like a $500 pool, but they actually had it on Twitch, and it did fairly well for what it was. But I saw the last game, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I would definitely sit down and watch match after match of this. It's a game that's fun, great to try and master, and hard to perfect at the same time, that can make it to that esports scene. And my only complaint would be that every televised or streamed match should be in Spanish, because man, those Spanish commentaries on soccer, yeah, that gets me so excited.
That'd be pretty silly, but it would be enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Silly but enjoyable. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to watch all my matches that way, but
I'm down.
But yeah, it's definitely a very fantastic game. It was free. It's part of the PS Plus. That's how you and I got it. I'm not sure if I would have paid for it regular price, to be honest with you, at least not knowing anything about it, but maybe after some hype or talk about it, probably would eventually ended up getting to it.
Definitely. I mean, the game runs great in split screen. My wife and I play. The three of us have teamed up together for ranked matches, and we kick some ass, get our asses kicked. But,
I've only tried split screen once.
It runs smooth like butter, though, which is surprising. which the game is actually pretty detailed, like graphically. Like with the exception of like the crowds in the stadium, which are just like balloons, the game is pretty beautiful looking using the Unreal Engine 3. Man, it's insane.
Well, everything is nice. It's um, very customizable too. You have the ability to customize your car. You can pick a different chassis and then change the paint job, the style of the paint job,
Yeah.
different decals. You can change your rims on your car. You can add a little topper on your antenna, and some of the stuff is really silly. Like you'll have a skull or an 8-ball or a peace sign or a heart or
a top hat.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually add accessories to your car like hats or halos or like a taxi sign on the top of your car. You can change all sorts of colors. So there's a lot of customization for the game, and it's just enjoyable, man. And you can even customize the color and the style or what your turbo boost, your rocket boost does when you activate it.
I like
basically the game just is based on not loosely, but the confetti's nice. I like the bubbles.
Bubbles.
The bubbles are great. We should talk about the gameplay. We haven't talked about the gameplay actually. So
what happened now?
People just think it's soccer cars. We don't even know what the hell they do in it or how it works.
It's soccer and cars. There's not much to get into. You got a little remote control car. You get a fucking ball, and you make the car go forward.
Actually, we don't know if it's remote control or not.
Okay, it's big ass cars, or whatever your imagination wants to put into it. So as big as it's cars with a soccer ball that's like a little bit bigger than the car. It's very bouncy, and you just kind of run your car into the ball, set ball, and you're in this big soccer field. You can make your car jump and do double flips in whatever direction you point the stick to, causing you to do forward flips, back flips, bicycle kicks. You can also have a turbo boost, which if you angle yourself in the middle of a jump with a turbo boost, you can make yourself fly for an aerial hit, which is amazing to perfect. You feel like such a badass, especially when it results in a goal or an assist. Oh, you feel like
it's pretty amazing.
The Michael Jordan of Rocket League.
That's another asset to the game. It's just the ease of getting into the game and the controls. At first, it's kind of okay. Well, how do I do this? But then once you get the knack of it, like it doesn't take that long to get the knack of it. Suddenly you're going to be jumping, and then once you're in the air, the left stick then controls is the left stick or the right? No, the right stick.
Yeah.
Left stick or the right stick?
No. Right stick. Right stick controls the pitch and yaw.
Oh, okay. So, but your vehicle, you can use the left stick to then angle your vehicle physically. You can do barrel rolls, or you can flip forward like you said, or backwards, or just angle yourself perfectly to get the right hit, or just fly across the entire match if you have enough boost. The field is also riddled with little boost pads. As you go over them, you kind of gain more boost. So while boost gets depleted easily and quickly, you're always picking some more up as you're just driving around and playing. And you are going to need the boost because there's moments where you just need to, opponent got past the ball past your team, and you got to, fly backwards to try to defend, or, you're on the break and you need to just speed past the opponent so you can try to make a goal, or even just to jump up in the air and float and try to hit the ball. It's just a lot of fun. You can even drive along the walls and upside down and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and the presentation's insane. It really sucks you in. It makes that fun experience that much more fun, just because you actually feel like you're in the middle of a soccer league, especially when you get a stadium where you actually have a filled audience and it's a huge stadium and you hear the chanting just like in soccer. You hear, what is it? Ole ole. No, that's not. What is the chant?
It's not ole ole. I think it might be actually.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's one of those. It's awesome. It really sucks.
Like they'll have a crowd. It feels like you're actually in some of the arenas. It does feel like you're in an actual sporting arena. There's fans cheering and.
Yeah,
and we want more.
And to me, that shit pumps you up, man. That, like, yeah. So I mean, I gotta give it up to Psyonix. They made an amazing fucking game. How
about that soundtrack in the menu?
Yeah, dude. The soundtrack they chose, I gotta look into that, honestly. I don't know a lot about the soundtrack. The recent update actually gives you the title of the song and who and the performer or composer or whatever.
I haven't paid attention to it, to be honest with you, but I know for a fact that I am bobbing my head each time something comes up.
People are such fans of it that they actually put the option to show the song in the game, and you can actually skip it. The whole package is really
fantastic.
Nice. Super
definitely
fantastic.
Worth the $20, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a second PS4 coming into the house for the wife, and her first purchase is gonna be Rocket League. I mean, we're gonna give them $20 some fucking way.
And then Destiny.
Then Destiny, yes. So we can all three be our own squad or whatever the hell Destiny.
I have no idea what that is, but
Be your own legend.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, as long as this game, I mean, I don't even think they need to put a steady release of DLC. I think it'll still last playability wise. But actually, they've been supporting it. They released a mini DLC pack a couple weeks ago, a month ago.
Yeah, was it $3?
It was like, yeah, about $3. You got 2 new cars, different styles of paint, different decals for each car, and different rims. I immediately purchased it because I played the game so much and I enjoy it so much. Even though I got it free, I'm definitely gonna pay for all these DLC packs because the game is just fun and I want more options. And I think the next pack is set for October, and I think it actually comes back and it's a throwback to the original game, the supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars.
Sarpapaka.
So it'll be a throwback for that, some cars and decals, paint jobs, things like that, just based off of the old game. So I'm excited for that.
That's cool.
I'll buy it however much. I don't even care.
Oh yeah, and I'll definitely throw the money at it too, man, because it's just worth it. It really, really is. They've also been tweaking the game little by little with free patches, and it's not like oh, we're fixing things that were broken, with the exception of the freezing camera at the start of a game. But the little problems, like nothing that's game breaking, little problems that they've fixed, and they've been adding to it. Like there's a new ranking system. They add a couple new items here and there. So I mean, it's really cool. So enough talking about it. That's Rocket League, Psyonix, PS4, Steam. Buy it, $20, worth it. DLC coming, worth it as well. And with that, we get to the other piece that we'd like to touch on, which is more near and dear to my heart for reasons which I'll probably spiel out here. But another big hit for the Wii U, which personally I've been loving my Wii U a lot more than the PS4 or the Xbox One.
So sad. Just interjection. Star Fox delayed until 2016.
Who didn't see that coming? But anyway,
I just wanted it.
It'll come. It'll come. But it's Nintendo. Who didn't see that coming? But no, yeah, man. The Wii U has been a powerhouse for me. I mean, say what you will. Whoever's out there is like, I don't play kid games, man. Fuck you. You grew up on this shit. You're doing yourself a disservice for not owning a Wii U, not buying these Nintendo-made games, not trying these new Nintendo-made games that nobody else is trying different shit. You're constantly playing a sports game. You're constantly playing a shooter. You're constantly playing a crazy over-the-top, crazy violent action game. Why not try something new? Buy a Wii U, and for every one of you who was like me, they got really into games early on. Like I fell in love with video games almost immediately, and like I told you earlier, man, we were having a conversation before we started recording. I 6-year-old through probably 12-year-old me, man. My imagination went crazy when I first got my hands on. I played Atari first, like way back, but it wasn't until I got my hands on Mario Brothers and played through that, and I was like, whoa. That I started dreaming about making games, and I have notebooks after notebooks just filled with Mario levels that I would draw up, and later it'd be like Mega Man levels, and later it'd be Sonic levels, and I wanted to be a game designer. I wanted to put all this shit together, and now 30 years later, I just aged myself. Oh well. Finally able to do that officially and share it with people, share it across the world.
Wait, you're 42? You're 42 or 36?
No, but close enough, I guess, to what I just gave away.
Well, I totally gave it away. Woo!
No.
Eddie.
But no, yeah, it's friggin' awesome, and I love the hell. I've already created like 5 levels, like really good deep levels, I would say. Nothing like those crazy ones that we've seen online, if you've been following the game at all. Well, I mean. I don't know. You've played one of them, a couple of them actually. What do you think?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I've actually since deleted those that I gave you to play.
Thank the Jeebus, because those levels were pretty horrendous. If you enjoy getting really angry and not wanting to do shit after and just like punching shit, play those levels. They're fantastic.
I'm sorry you never played that much Mario to not know your Mario physics, sir.
I played Mario, but Mario never wanted to fuck me. And that's what your levels were doing. And that was horrible.
You obviously never played the Lost Levels or the actual Japanese Mario 2, because that's pretty much what
Wonder
Mario
why they were
is.
lost, bro. I wonder why.
Because
nobody enjoyed them.
Because Japan thought we were all pussies over here. They're like, oh, let's get Doki Doki Panic, and we'll put Mario, Luigi, Toad, and the Peach on there. That Toadstool, Princess Toadstool, my bad. But not that was a bad game, but in comparison
that's just. This is a cool thing though, because Lewis made what he wanted to play. I've only made one level so far. I haven't dived too deep into the game, but I'll give my opinion on it a little bit. And it's mostly just talk about the accessibility and the gameplay about it. But man, Lewis just made what he wanted to play, and I'll make what I want to play. So it's cool that he can actually go out there and make the shitty fucking levels that he wants to make.
Your opinion.
Opinion is real. And I made fun levels that you can actually finish. And they're cool because you jump and you do things that makes you feel good.
Hey.
Lewis's levels makes you feel bad. Like you don't want to do anything after because you're so angry. If I had a wife, I'd beat her after, I think. Probably.
That one level I put up had like freaking, I think it's like 0 clears and 281 like attempts.
Yeah, probably 150 were mine. Because that was my friend this evening.
I think there was like only like 11 people tried it, so I think that's pretty hilarious.
That level is because the thing is, this guy over here, he decided to. I don't know how long it took you to make that level, but he needed to pass just the beginning part. You need to like time your jump and press the button at the right pressure to land on this stupid block that he put. Not only that, then tap it to then jump somewhere else, and not only that, you need to jump. Like it was just horrible. You have to
jump and arc your jump into the small Mario hole, then you get the mushroom and you keep on going. Everybody knows that, bro. Everybody knows that.
I had to go to my local 24-hour pharmacy and buy a protractor in order to do the measurements and the calculations in order to make the jumps. This guy made his damn game. And yeah, after a while, I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm done. I mean, it's awesome that it got me to that point because that's what he wanted to make.
I think the best reaction was though, and I don't know if the audience will get my explanation here, but after you get that, you get the mushroom, like, yay, I'm big, I'm surrounded by blocks. Now I got to make this jump to this other block, but I'm constrained by a little tunnel that's the exact size of Mario. But it's alright, I'm gonna jump up and clear these blocks because they're blocks. Oh no, it's a fucking hidden block, hidden question mark block full of coins. Now I can't destroy it, and I have to have a pixel perfect jump at the end, and you complained about it because you don't know Mario physics suck.
No, I actually once I got to that point, I had more of a problem getting up there though. That jump that I had to arc, like do an arc to the left and then land back in the little crevice that was, I guess, tall as Mario's toe.
Right.
And then at the end, yeah, that coin block didn't give you any space, but I was able to make that jump. It's just after that jump is where I couldn't do anything else. I would make the jump. Like, I never had any trouble jumping out of there. I would jump out there, but then the problem would be landing on the tiny block that you had to land on. And the moment that I did land on it, then I would just mess up on something else, and I just, like, I'm done. Like, I don't care anymore. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But that being said, the game is really, really awesome. There's a lot of people diving into the community and making all sorts of levels. One of the best or the positive things about it is that it's just so easy and so intuitive. Like the editor tool is just so simple, and mix that with the gamepad, the touchscreen functionality of it. It's just so easy to build what you want to do.
Yep, that touchscreen was made for that game. Which makes me wish and hope, I doubt it because it's Capcom we're talking about, but man, Mega Man Powered Up on the PSP was, with the exception of the fact that you had to play the game over 1 million times to keep unlocking different blocks and textures and all that, like if they could just redo that game, oh man, that'd be freaking, I'm getting like aroused just thinking about that. It's just fucking amazing.
Are you getting geek bumps?
Geek bumps? Yes, I'm getting geek bumps.
It's like Goosebumps, but geek style.
Yeah, except it's a singular bump, and it's in my pants.
Ooh.
But yeah, no man, it's freaking intuitive. My only complaint, even though that they shortened it, I guess it was supposed to also be an over a long periods of time thing, where like, oh, you play enough and create enough, eventually you'll unlock the next quote unquote truck to drop off your next blocks and different abilities to create your levels would come out like next week, and I guess people complained. So then there was a patch to release it a lot faster, which you can just play.
Oh, the thing is, the mentality over here is I want it now, give it to me now. So that's what people probably complained about. But yeah, that would have been a good thing. The thing is, the game starts off with a very simple original, 8-bit Mario style tool set with very limited items within that tool set.
Yeah,
The first
yeah.
things you get as
All you get is like a floor, floating block,
couple
piranha plant,
enemies,
couple enemies, question mark block, and
wings,
coins, wings, so you can make like the Koopa
and
Troopers
the
go
the
up and
spring
the
jump.
paratroopers, spring jump, and what else? A mushroom. And that's all you
Yeah,
start with.
so that's all you get at the beginning. But as you play and as you invest more time into the level, then suddenly you'll get this pop-up message telling you, "Hey, your next delivery of tools is coming tomorrow, so check back tomorrow."
Yeah.
So you then have to wait the next day. But I think, yeah, maybe if everything gets unlocked a little bit too quick. It would have been cooler to do it a little bit longer, because then suddenly you feel like you've seen everything or you have everything that you'll get right at
Hell
once.
no.
But
I
what do you mean?
disagree. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I
You
want
wanted
everything.
it quicker?
Oh fuck yeah! I'm sorry. I sped up my time clock on that Wii U. I need that shit now. My mind and my imagination was running wild. Like I just unlocked sub levels yesterday, which
Well, like the
allows
warp pipe?
yes, and I am so excited. I haven't had time to actually dig in and do
I
it.
need to jump back into it because I haven't touched it that much.
That was the last unlock. I've unlocked everything as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to get back on it because all I've done so far, I did, the first couple days I played it. Haven't jumped into it. I've just been kind of just focusing on some reading I've been doing and working on some other projects. But I need to jump back into it and make some more levels. It does get your ideas pumping and your creativity. Because I remember I was making my level, I was just kind of like, okay, well, what do I do? And then I just start building and adding a couple things. Like, okay, well, this seems pretty cool. Where do I want to go from here? Or what if I give somebody this option or do this? Then you start
exactly.
creating stuff. And going back to how easy the editor is, it just makes things even simpler because you're literally just taking your stylus, tapping on what part you want, then you just literally take your stylus and tap on where you want to add said item.
Yep.
You can press shortcut buttons to then allow you to erase things quickly. So you make a mistake, oh whatever, let me just delete this and fix it how I want.
It has drag and drop, copy paste. It's very intuitive. You can drag, you can swipe, not just tap, but you can swipe your entire stylus across the entire grid, and you can create like a massive floor. You don't have to actually. It's very quick, very easy. Intuitive is an understatement, personally.
Yeah, and then another awesome feature is the fact that you can immediately just hit the play button and jump into your level.
Yeah,
So you
man.
can, as you're creating it, you can test it out instantly. It's not like, okay, well, let me test it. You gotta wait through a loading screen or anything. No, Mario just immediately pops up where you were, and you can suddenly start testing out your jumps and everything you analyze or everything you created, to then allow you to fine tune things. Okay, well,
Oh, yeah.
let me make this jump over here. I'll put my blocks. This is where I want to land. And then you actually attempt to do it yourself. Whoa, I think I put these blocks a bit too far.
Yeah,
Let
even
me
better.
let me erase it
Yeah, and even better too. So I don't know if you knew about it. Even later on, as you keep building and unlocking stuff, you eventually get to unlock the Mario Trail, where when you do that and you die, you don't make it like, oh man, I gotta fix it. Well, now you can hit the little Mario button at the bottom, and it actually gives you the trail of how far your jump is, so you know precisely where to put
Oh,
your
I
landing block.
didn't have that. I think that isn't
Yeah,
unlocked.
it is. Yeah, no, it is unlockable. It's super cool. It made creating that much better. And then, to top it off, if you're not very imaginative, let's say you made a few levels and you're underwhelmed, like, you know what, I don't have the brain for this stuff, which is okay.
Because there are people that aren't into the whole level
Yeah,
editors.
yeah. And I know there's people out there that'll try and they'll be very bummed out after they try playing other people's levels, and then, it's kind of an artistic thing where you're never happy with what you make, whether you think it's good or not. Whether other people think it's good or not. So you're like, you know what, screw it. I like Mario. I can keep playing endless Mario, which is exactly what this game is cool about. Because then you can go and search for random individual courses that people have made. There are starred courses. Obviously, people can vote on after they clear a level, they can give it a star, and that puts it up in the in the, what would you say, like the top courses.
Yeah, like the most downloaded, their most favorite.
Yeah, most
type.
famous. Yeah, the favorite ones out there in the world. You got two different ways to search for them. You can just pick whatever's the newest thing that just freaking hit, or you can do the most stars, that we can get the most popular one. You can play it. You can.
Yeah, you have Mario at your fingertips whenever you want, whether it's what you want to make or you want to play other people's things.
Yeah.
And another awesome part of the game is that this is the perfect cap to the anniversary for Mario. This is the 30th anniversary. It's just perfect because this game encompasses everything that all the Marios, because you have the ability also not to just make 8-bit style Mario levels. You can do the Super Mario Bros. Wii U game. That style, that visual style.
Mm-hmm.
You can do Super Mario Bros. 3. You can do Super Mario World. So, and with each world comes those items and those tools or those effects or enemies that belong to each particular game, and you
Yep.
can just make it. Hey, I'm not a fan of the 8-bit Mario's. I grew up with Mario 3, let's say, and then hey, guess what? They got that there, so you can jump in and make the kind of Mario games that
Yep.
you want to make and
Yep.
use the tools or the visual style that you wanted.
Yep. You like the you
Or
like the you,
mix and match, or you can like I'll make some levels this style and I'll make some levels the other style.
Yeah, exactly. You like do you like the airship levels and like the scrolling type, but never cared for the soundtrack to Mario 3 and the art style to Mario 3? Well, build it in Mario World style. It's doable. You can make it scroll. You want to make a 100-second course. You got to make people like run all
All
the way to the
ass.
end. Yeah, drop down the time. It's freaking cool. You can imagine it. You can do it. Literally, you can do it. Um, and
And
then
also the physics in each game, depending on what you're picking,
yeah,
take effect in the mechanics of it. Like the Wii U, the Wii U or the older Mario games, are the wall jumping. That's there now. So if you make your level with that, you got to use wall jump now, or you have the ability to use wall jump.
hmm
It's just very very easy to use. They put a lot of thought process in it. Because if this was like a lengthy, or if it was like a time-consuming creation process and loading screens and all sorts of stuff, I think that would have probably hindered it big time.
oh yeah,
The fact that it's so easy to use and quick, it's responsive, creation, deletion, jumping into your level and testing it out, and then you get okay. Let me make this jump. I missed it. I died. Okay, well, if I die, that throws me right back into editor
yeah,
mode immediately.
yeah.
So
The
you can make
ease
your correction right there.
right then on the spot. I mean, the ease of use equaling out to a masterfully crafted level. This speaks worlds of how well they did this. Now the crazy enthusiasts are already starting to, I wouldn't say nitpick, but more like going up to Nintendo like, hey, we love what you did. Us crazy Mario level makers know that there's more you can do with Mario games that you did not apply rule wise into Mario Maker. We would love to see this in a later patch or DLC. We'll buy DLC for this. And it's I agree with it. If Nintendo would actually give DLC to this, I would be there in a heartbeat, man. The more of the actual Mario rules I can get for all these, the styles of games, the better. Like if you could add mini bosses out of Mario 3, hell yeah,
Oh,
that'd be
bosses would be fantastic.
yeah, dude. You can already put in a Bowser at the end of every level, and then that'll give you the little bridge thing. But you only get that in the castle levels, I believe. So it's kind of a downer. You can only make so much. The limitation is huge, but when you finally hit that limit, you start thinking like, man, why didn't they do this? So not to the fault of the creators. I mean, the game's amazing already as it is, but
Well, to me, I mean, I enjoy the fact that I'm able to create things, and that is something I all wanted to do earlier. Just be a game designer, do things. I don't think it's. I need something as incredibly detailed as maybe these people that you're mentioning about, or probably yourself. To me, the game is there's so much content as it is.
oh yeah,
Uh,
there's so much content. But as someone who thinks about all this stuff and actually remembers everything, and I can pinpoint like, hey, you can do this in this one that you can't in this one, and it'd be great if you could do this and that. Like, I would love to see more stuff come in through. I'm not complaining about the game. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being a complainer. I love it. I'm cool with it how it is. But if they could just give those enthusiasts that perfection of like, hey, here's all the rules and here's how you can make them your rules, that'd be
no,
awesome.
another thing is well, you never get to see the reactions of. Obviously, you get to see people's comments on your levels online and all that. If they can star you, or if they have beaten it or haven't beaten it, like your horrible level. Uh, I actually, my first level, the first thing I did is, I called my buddy Abdul over, which he's been a guest on our show before. And I asked him, hey man, want to play my Mario? I just got the game, I'm playing my Mario level. He's like, hell yeah, let's play it. Like
Oh,
he wants to just play people's levels. He doesn't want to create anything.
right. Yeah.
He wants to be able to just play other people's Mario levels. So he sat down, and I'm there behind him, watching him try to get through what I created, and that was just fun on my end. Like, hey, I made this, and he's having fun or
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
Right? So it was very, very cool to see that happening.
Exactly. And even if he
Something that
doesn't,
I made, he's playing it.
yeah, and even if he doesn't have you there, he can still sit down and pick up the people. He can play Mario 100 or Mario what is it? It's Mario.
10 Mario challenge.
Yeah, there you go. The 10 Mario challenge or the 100 Mario challenge after you beat the first 10 Mario challenge. And after you like beat the 100 Mario challenge, which what it is, it gives you 10 lives or 100 lives to beat either I want to say
10 or
six
8,
levels,
8
8 levels, or
or
16 levels. Um, and the cool thing is on the 100 challenge, you can choose your difficulty and you can choose expert, and the game finds for you all the crazy hard levels people have made.
so yeah, you're playing random people's
Dude, some of that stuff is hard, but
levels.
so challengingly fun, if that even makes sense. But yeah, he can sit down and just do that, and it's actually it's its own Mario game. It's really cool. So it's a little bit for
That's a lot
everyone.
of content. The only his comment was just like, man, I would love a version of the game where I can just play people's levels. And the thing for him, he wants to play. He just wants to do and play other people's creations. He doesn't want to create anything, so he's not too sure about dropping down the full retail value of the game in order to get access to that. If that makes any sense.
Nah, I
Uh,
mean that's up to
I mean,
him.
to me, I think it's worth it. It's fun enough, and there's so much to it if you're into that stuff, and if you love Mario, this is like the game I think right now. Would I have wanted another platformer to come out for like in recent times? Yeah, that'd be great. But this is great too. It's just all the childhood just rushing back and the
Oh yeah.
ability to
Uh,
just it's like a sandbox of your childhood.
oh yeah. Personally, I'm addicted to it, man. If I don't have anyone else to play Rocket League with right now, I'm on Mario Maker. To the point that Metal Gear Solid 5 right now is sitting down collecting dust for me, which 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 pains me to say. I mean, I'll be coming to you, Snake. I'm coming to you, Big Boss. So it's all right.
Well, yeah,
You
maybe we
chill for
can.
me.
Yeah, I mean, touch base on Metal Gear another episode when we both get some more time because I also picked up the game day one, just due to other things and me being busy with a couple other things. I haven't really put that much time into it. And Mario Maker also came out. I feel like a couple things just came out all at once, and just trying to get through that and some other stuff. I'm working on reading some things that I'm backlogged on, but I'll get to you, Metal Gear. We'll get to you.
Yeah, be still, Snake, which I'll get to you soon. Um, but yeah, that leads us to our final topic of the day, and I'll let the resident horror master extraordinaire lead this one into you guys because
He's not here, so I'm taking over.
oh shit, dude, I thought did he cancel on us last minute?
Yeah, he did, man.
Dude, man, that guy was amazing. I thought we had a big ticket for our first episode back, and this guy fucking. All right, well, I know you like horror games, so I guess you can take the fucking helm. Go for it, man.
I have no idea what a horror games game is, but I'm down. No, but we're talking about Until Dawn for PS4. I'll just go out and say it. I had such a blast with this game, man.
I'll go ahead
It
and say it.
was.
I'll go ahead and say it. Boo.
That's because number one, you're scared of horror things.
Yep.
You didn't even want to play it. Your wife had to play it for you.
I'm grade A
and
pussy.
hold your hands.
Damn right.
She had to hold your hands while
Damn
you're playing
right.
it. Well, not even playing. You're just watching it.
Man enough to admit it. I actually to be really honest, and I have the cheap shots to prove it. Which, real quick, not to get into your moment because I know Until Dawn is your game, but cheap shots. If you have a PlayStation camera, will actually it knows when it has cheap shots, which that's your cheap scares
Or
that
jump
pop up.
scares.
Jump scares, yeah. And it starts recording like a couple seconds before that scare happens to actually record your reaction, and you can view it later on. And out of the maybe 15 or 10 or so cheap shots that recorded, 9 of them was me kind of flopped across the couch, my arms folded, and a complete meh face on me, which is saying a lot because I jumped.
But
on
also
a lot of
you
scary
said that
games.
you played this when you were half asleep, so.
It's very true, but it's still like, dude, Five Nights at Freddy's. I've watched people play that shit, Markiplier, and sleepy.
I don't even want to go into that topic right now.
I'm just
You know
saying.
my-
I'm just saying. Sleepy or not, that shit made me jump and scream like a little bitch. So
Here's the thing, though.
Meh.
For me, Until Dawn, although it's classified as interactive or an interactive, drama / survival horror game, I have a heart. I love horror. Movies, the haunted houses like Universal Studios. I love games, horror games. I love the concept of it. Sci-fi, fantasy, and horror are definitely some of my favorite things in all mediums, across all mediums, TV shows, movies, games, whatever it is, comics. Those are definitely my favorite things. So I love horror, but I have the hardest time, or have had the hardest time, finding something that actually would scare me. When I watch these things or play them, I kind of just analyze them as what they tried to do and what the concept was and what the story was, and I enjoy it that way. Because honestly, Until Dawn didn't scare me. I just think it nailed the teen horror slasher film genre. They had the game deals with a horrible thing that happens to a group of friends, to us, two of the group of friends, these two twin sisters. Um, gruesome stuff happens. A year later, everybody gathers again, kind of try to get over, or just kind of like have fun again and just hang out.
Right.
And that's the premise of the game. They're all going to one of the brother of the twin sisters who had something. I guess you could say at the beginning of the game they died. Spoiler, but
no, somebody dies in a horror game.
Well, no, that's like really in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, no,
that's the prologue. So the brother of them calls all the friends back, after a year to hang out in their mountain, cabin, which is an amazing house, and all the friends gather to play. So this game basically plays as Heavy Rain. So for those of you who don't know Heavy Rain, it was an interactive game. There was very minimal control of the characters. I mean, you move around, and it's a lot of QTEs. Conversations are a big point in this game. But what I loved about the game is that it made you feel like you're watching a movie. And if you're not a fan of like cheesy horror stuff, you're not going to enjoy the story or the characters because there's a lot of tropes being followed here. There's a lot of like quote unquote stereotypical horror characters.
Yeah.
You got your jock, you got your prissy girl, you got everybody's in here. There's eight friends. They're all there to have a good time, and the game.
And they're all teenagers with hormonal issues, and
they're all
fuck like rabbits.
Horny teens in this situation where they're just trying to hang out in this like creepy place, I guess. And you're trying to get over a bad thing that happened there, which to the life of me, I don't know why anybody would go back, especially a year later. But whatever, it's part of the story. It's stupid.
That's the trope. It's closure. Yeah. Let's have fun and closure and the remembrance of the fallen. Fuck that noise.
So these 8 kids show up there, and the game, you're controlling the characters every once in a while. Walking around, having conversations, making choices, picking up, investigating clues, and then the game will jump into like these on rail section where there's an action sequence, and then the game kind of takes control of the character. Then you're just minding the QTEs, the buttons that pop on screen, and you got a set amount of time to press it.
Yeah, just like a typical QTE.
Yeah, you miss it, it'll affect what happens on the screen. So if your character's running and you miss a QTE, they might fumble a jump, they might land on something they're not supposed to, or
they might die. They might cause somebody else to die. Which I think
it's possible, yeah, and I'll get into that too. It's just the whole butterfly effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll let you get into that, but I just want to say that as much as I give the game shit, I do want to say that the mechanics of the game are on point. You described it as Heavy Rain.
It takes it to another level.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I like Heavy Rain better as a game. However, the mechanics that Until Dawn uses, that borrows from Heavy Rain, actually makes them work 10 times better. Like the whole aspect of branching out, the butterfly effect. Oh yeah.
I was floored by Supermassive Games. I didn't know who the hell they were, and then I looked up after hearing about the game and playing the game. I looked up what they've done. They've just done some PS Move games and things before. This game actually used to be a PS Move game.
Yeah, actually, when I worked at GameStop for the longest time, I actually went to one of the managers' conferences, and I actually got to play this game on the PS3 with the PlayStation Move, and it sucked. I didn't like it sucked massively. The controls were kind of meh, and it worked well, but it didn't suck me in then. I guess it didn't suck me in now, but I'm kind of glad that it went to PS4 mode, the regular control style. I think it works a lot better.
And this game, they just did a great job, like to the point where any game that they release now, I'm going to be interested in. They took the Heavy Rain concept and just fleshed it out to another level.
Oh yeah.
With different things, like not only does choice matter, and I'll go into the choice aspect of gaming your decisions, but even the relationships between the characters. Every character starts off with a preset set of personality traits, humor, caringness, or being heroic, just these basic characters that you would find in a human, characteristics in a human. And then there's also, each character has their own relationship level with the other 7 teens, the other kids. So as you play and you're making conversation, and the choices that you're making just by conversing, you're building or lessening those relationships, with then in turn changes or alters the story. So hey, you could, you're a guy and you're arguing with your girlfriend in the game, or you just want to be a dick and you answer just horribly to her. Hey, guess what? That relationship level between you and her is going to lower which in fact will then change dialogue and things that happen in the game
Mm-hmm.
or throughout the game. So
Yeah.
you can play it and you can alter things as you want. And not only that, then you throw on the actual major decisions of the game. The game is always auto-saving, and then there's points in the game where decisions that you make affect the story.
And you have to react in a split second too.
Yeah, you have a timer. You got to make a decision. Sometimes it means life or death. Sometimes you don't think it means anything, but later it turns out to be something else. I remember, won't go into details because it's a spoiler, but I remember one of the out of the 8 kids in my story, I lost 3 of them. One of them died just because later finding out about it, I didn't agree with another character's specific suggest. Well, I agreed. Mind you, let me correct myself. I agreed with that character's suggestion because honestly, I thought it was a good idea. That in turn led to another decision being made about an item being handed off to that person or not, or I had to make the decision, hey, do I keep this item or do I give it to somebody else? I gave it to that person. That person used said item immediately, and because of the fact that he didn't have that item, and then I made a couple other choices, I was left, or that character was left defenseless in a moment where if he would have had said item, he would have still been alive at the end of my game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one choice that I started and then spiraled out of control after that, and that caused the death of a character for me in my game.
Yep. And in my game, it could be as simple as misreading the situation, which is kind of cool because it puts you in the moment as that character. Whereas like, all right, do I do this one thing? Do I do this other thing? It's a really split second thing that I have to do. You know what? I'm gonna go do this because you think maybe what you're gonna do is do one thing, but in fact the game turns out to do another. It's hard to say it without spoilering stuff, honestly. But you choose one over the other thinking that's the right thing to do and you can come back. But turns out it gives you no time to come back because as you're doing this other choice you did, guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4 of your friends just died, for example. So, it's really cool how the situations it puts you in. So, again, for as much shit as I give the game, I understand that it does a good job of being the cheesy teenage horror drama movie. Genre that I hate and is overplayed and the tropes just I don't give a fuck about. But it does what David Cage wanted to do with Heavy Rain and does it better. It's the game David Cage wanted to make, personally. So,
Yeah, I was very impressed by the entire system behind it. The butterfly effect, every choice that you make leads to something else further down the line that you might not even be aware of at that moment. Some choices are pretty, clear at the moment, but a lot of them, like I said, the choices you made a couple chapters before affect you at the end because you didn't do said thing at that moment or you made a different choice. And the game is always constantly saving, as I mentioned, and there's no repeats in this. The game, at those moments where you make that decision, oh crap, I just got somebody killed, let me turn it off and reload it like a lot of people like to do. Nope. Hey, guess what? You only have one file. That got overridden immediately at the moment you made that choice. So you have to live with your choices. The only option you have is to just start again from scratch.
Yep.
Another very positive aspect of the game is gorgeous.
Yeah, the game is gorgeous. Beautiful.
The game actually stars a lot of actors. For those of you that are into actors or not, you may or may recognize some faces. The one that most people might is Hayden Patinier, I think it's you pronounce it. The girl, she was in the NBC show Heroes. That's the main girl, Sam.
Okay.
If you remember her, that she's probably the more known out of them. Also, there's another character, a Swedish actor named Peter Stormare. He's very well known as well. Like once you see these guys, you'll know them.
Is he the psychiatrist?
Yes, the psychiatrist. He's been in a lot of movies and things like that. Also, the kid who plays Josh in the game, he's in this new show now called Mr. Robot, which I've heard is nothing but good things about. I just need to catch that show. But yeah, there's a lot of actors. They did motion cap, facial. What would you call that? Facial.
Yeah, facial recognition, motion capture.
Not recognition. Yeah, well, man, these characters look exactly as their counterparts. Some of the bonus features you get by playing the game is you unlock some of the featurettes, and introducing the cast and the actors who played the cast. And man, you will be stunned. You actually see them, and they are identical to their counterparts, and they sound they their faces are identical. They speak the same. It's just fantastic. That adds much more to the immersiveness of the game, and it's just the scenery and the audio, and I know I enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite PS4 games.
Yeah. Just take the amazingness. Whoever played, if you ever played L.A. Noire, and at that point it's still impressive tech, but take that and up the resolution like tenfold, maybe more, to much more much more nuances on the facial features and everything. And this is running in real time as well. And just, oh my god, the game is gorgeous. The lighting is gorgeous too. It really sets the atmosphere. The soundtrack, they do a good job of replicating, cheesy.
The voice acting, even though it's cheesy, it's just done in that genre, that style. It's perfect. They nailed it. The choices,
which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you're looking for. I hated.
Yeah, I mean, depending if you like that style or not. I mean, I loved it, so he hated it because he just doesn't like that kind of style of film or that genre. I, on the other hand, love it because I thought it was funny. They nailed it perfectly. All the tropes, all the situations that these kids might get into, just the stupid decisions that they think about. Just things like that. Everything is there. The story is pretty interesting. You kind of think something is happening at one point, and then suddenly kind of shifts gears to something else that you may or may not have foreseen or thought about. And it wraps up pretty fun, man. And then at the end of the game, one of my favorite parts was that. So at the end of the game, there's definitely a treat for those of you who stick around for the credits, which I don't think you have a choice to skip it actually. But you watch whatever characters you have survived, whether it's have survived your story, whether it's 1, 3, 4, 5, or all 8. You actually get more of a recap, more or less. I won't go into 100% detail, but you get to see your characters talk about and give their reasonings behind what you chose in the game on their behalf.
Yep,
which is very cool.
Yeah, some of them will wonder why I chose something. Some of them will feel guilt and feel that they're responsible for their death, and they're sobbing or just very depressed. It's
or
really
they might feel sad or left behind based on the actions of another character because you made those decisions. Well, I don't know why this person did this to me, whatever. So it's very interesting. It's a very fun game. It's one of the games that I'm going to hold on to after probably clearing a couple other things. I'll probably jump back to it, do some other choices, or probably my next run I'll try to save everybody.
Nope, already sold
it. But to me, I'm holding on to it, man. I enjoyed it so much, and that's a game I'm keeping just because the replayability factor, and it was so well done. I just enjoyed the hell out of it. It's a great addition to the PS4 if you're looking for interactive, something along the lines of Heavy Rain, interactive story, interactive horror game, survival horror. This is your game. If you're more into actually controlling your characters on the game or something more action related where you're more in the control of it, this is probably not the thing of you. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of choice making. A lot of choice making on the spot. You've got to be good at quick time events because in certain situations, failing some quick time events could lead the delay of a certain character reaching another character on time, thus preventing or causing or allowing the other character's death. So there's a lot of things in there. I loved it. I mean, I know you technologically you probably said it is good, but story-wise and everything else,
technologically that game is beyond awesome. Content-wise, it's not for me. And even then, I will even put this: if you're a fan of all things horror, you will enjoy it. If you are a fan of the crazy gore and just nothing but the crazy gore horror style, you may not like it. If you're a fan of the cheesiness, so I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream.
You're saying if you're a fan of gore, you won't like it?
There's some gore in the game, but a lot of these gore movies, let's say Saw. There's actually a couple Saw moments in the game.
Yeah, Saw style moments. Decisions.
Right. Are they worth the $60 ticket price to a fan of only that genre? No. It's not worth it to just get to those points.
Oh, if you're looking for that kind of story, no. This is more of a gory teen slasher film.
Teen slasher film. There you go. You have to be specifically a fan of that.
Stereotypical teens. You like I said, are your jock, your book smart person, your popular girl. Your nerdy guy. All these kind of tropes. They're in this game. They're there making stupid decisions. Actually, you make the stupid decisions on their behalf.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of humor in it. And
what would this stupid bimbo do? You get to make that choice.
And watching them argue or causing problems, if you want to stir the pot and just answer horribly and cause everybody not be friends, hey, you can do that.
Yep.
And the game will keep track of it. You can open up the butterfly effect log and you can see, okay, well, this is the choice I made.
Yep.
The X character did this, and then you flip the page. Well, that caused X character to not do this or this to happen.
And that's exactly as a teen drama. A teen slasher plays out. It's pretty much it's all based on relationships, and what stupid shit the other person does that causes this person to hate him and hate her, and now she likes him,
Also,
and oh my god. So
yeah,
it's if you like the teen slasher, I would say definitely jump into this. If you're a fan of all horror, jump into it because you'll enjoy it. You appreciate the tropes and how they nailed it. If you just want like a serious horror movie style game, this is not it at all.
but if you are a horror fan, I would say there's not that much options at the moment, so you might want to look into it. Either way, just give it a shot. It's a good rental. It's only 8 to 10 hours. Uh,
They're working on a Resident Evil 2 remake. People can wait.
I guess. The also one last thing about the game itself, I completely forgot. The game does a great job of picking up the storyline, even regardless of what choices you make. So
uh,
hey,
Previously on Until Dawn.
well, not only that, like hey, the game does a great job of picking up, or the storyline continues without a hitch, regardless of who dies, what choices you make. So hey, I lost 4 characters. You would think this would be a pretty hard hitting, thing to happen to the storyline. Nope, like you wouldn't even notice. Like the game picks up like if that was supposed to happen. Like your choices are play out and deaths happen in the game of your characters in a way that it makes it seem like hey, this is what was supposed to happen the whole time. But when in fact it wasn't. You can go back and replay it and save everybody.
Yep.
So it does a great job of just going with the flow based on what you're doing and not letting you even think otherwise. That I mean, you might feel bad about somebody's death, but the game just continues in a way that you won't even notice. Like this, I thought this was how story was supposed to play out. Like this, the story continues, picks up pace, so it's very good.
Yep. It's also a great way to actually try out that share play with someone that you'd like to play with that lives afar. When share play works, it's freaking awesome. So there you go.
Oh yeah, we tried that. We just had a crappy internet connection tonight, but
Yeah.
it was cool. Lewis and Stacy brought up, the idea, and I was like, okay, sure, we'll try it out. So we share play, and I was actually able to remotely jump in, and they gave me control, and I was playing their game for them
Yep.
for a couple seconds. Just the internet wasn't being in agreement with us, so I ended up having to just sit back and watch them play and watch their decisions, which was fun. I had already beaten the game quite a bit before they were still going through it, so it was fun to see what they chose and just watch them play. So that share play feature is great, man.
Yep.
I also think this is a great game to stream and let other people watch
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
it's just an enjoyable. It's like a movie. Like if it wasn't for the QTEs, it would and the on-screen choices, it would be a movie.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, that's pretty much what it felt like when you took over. It's just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Even though it was for such short time, I wish you could have done more of it, but whatever. Internet sucked that night. But yeah, I mean that's my thoughts on Until Dawn. That's your
I highly recommend it. I mean, unless you hate interactive games like Telltale series or things of that nature, you may want to stay away from it. Or if you just hate horror tropes or horror things, stay away from it. But beyond that, it's worth a shot.
Yep.
Definitely a lot of fun. I'm glad it came out before all these other games are coming out.
Yep.
I was able to dive into it and enjoy the hell out of it.
Yep. If you watch the movie like Cabin in the Woods and you enjoyed it because how awesomely it did at poking fun of those types of games, types of movies, I'm sorry, don't play this game because it's exactly those kinds of movies. So there you go. And that's pretty much it. It's gonna wrap it up. It went a little bit longer than we anticipated, but it was fun.
We had a lot to say.
It's been years, so yes, we've been bottled up.
Actually, probably years. So yeah, it's been good, and glad to be back. Gonna keep this regular. I don't know. What do you think? Every other week, maybe to start off with, or what?
Well, every week. We'll see what we can do. Put them up on this time around. We'll put them up on the YouTubes. Put them up on the website, e-diots.net. We'll see if iTunes still has our thing. I don't know. We just kind of went with we just kind of winged it. So on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Give us any comments down on the little commenty bar things below the video majig, even though there's no video for you to see, just a nice little still image. Let us know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Just kind of follow along with us. You can give us, criticize us. You can be awesome
let us
with
know how
us.
horrible we are.
Let us
Let us
know.
know how terrible we are. It's fine. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We're gonna be back into this, make this a regular thing. So podcast. Lewis already has some unboxing videos that he's done with some of the
Yep, check those out.
crate type subscription services that he's received.
I've done an arcade block. I've done a Wizard World Comic Con box with our other friend Josh, who's also contributed to the show before. And I've got a Loot Crate coming up here soon, followed by another arcade block soon. So yeah, definitely just keep an eye out for the channel here on e-diots.
And also just stick around. We're although this episode is mostly gaming related, we are going to be talking about other things, maybe comics, books, movies. I love movies, so you'll definitely hear about movies from me here and there. Uh, Comics, this is something I do get into. We have other guys that can probably jump on the show, so we're gonna try to provide a lot of content and do things for you guys, and we're gonna have fun doing it. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it too.
Yep.
So stick around and check back.
Yeah, and we hope to have
here.
these. Yeah, we hope to have these podcasts up in video format too, just to kind of have a little more visual going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we got for you today. So with that said, we out, yo. My name is Lewis.
And I am Marcos, so that's what they call me.
That's what they call you? Or is that your name? Is that your alias? What are you? Who are you? But no, yeah, with that, we is out, yo. And till next time, there's 2 idiots and a mic.